Hey guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, I decided to test out a formal hairstyle that I'm actually going to be doing on someone else next week. And I just found pictures of like what she wanted and sent her some, and then I decided I should probably like test this out before I actually do it on her. Just because it's been a long time since I've done a formal hairstyle actually. And this is an updo. It looks super simple, and I mean it kind of is, but like having to put it all together is hard. I'm pretty sure she has long hair, and just making sure that all of her hair can fit in the hairstyle, but also making sure that that I don't have like too little hair. But we'll be fine. But I'm really glad that I did test this out beforehand, because this was kind of a failure. And in the video, my friend Ava, she's actually the model for this video. I'm not doing it on her like for the final hairstyle. She was just my model for me to be able to practice. And I'm definitely gonna practice it again when I have free time, maybe tomorrow or sometime next week. Anyways, but I'm really glad that I did, because it kind of didn't turn out very well, and the only thing I need to figure out is how to like put it together. You'll know what I mean at the end of the video. If you like to see what I did and how I did this hairstyle and what my thought process was, just keep on watching. To start off this hairstyle, I've just made sure that her hair was nice and straight, and then I've taken the temple on up section of the hair and just crimped it, and I made sure to only crimp half, if not even that much, of her hair, just so that I can disguise some of the crimps as well, because I don't want to see that in the end result. So by leaving some of the hair not crimped, it can help hide it. So I'm just taking this back crown section, and I'm gonna put it in a ponytail, but before I do that, make sure that it looks good from the front when I pull it back into this ponytail. And then I've just done a topsy tail, and to connect the middle, I've just used a bobby pin. The reason I connect the middle is so that you don't see like skin, and it just helps to also keep it in place. When I took this back section here, I left about 2 inches of hair for the front of the face, because we are going to be braiding both sides. And for this hairstyle, I'm going to be doing 2 Dutch fishtail braids, and they're super easy. It's pretty much like doing a regular Dutch braid. Instead of 3 sections, you're going to be having 2 sections. Before I started braiding the hair, I took out some face trimming hairs so that she could have some to frame her face and to give this look a softer look. To start this braid, I've just taken a slice of hair and I split it into 2, and I started on the left side. So I took a little piece from the left hand side, brought it underneath to the other side, and then I replayed the same on the other side. So just brought a little piece from the right side and moved it to the left side, and then I went back to my left side because that's where I started, brought it underneath, and then I'm gonna add new hair, because it is a Dutch braid, and with Dutch braids, you're supposed to add new hair. So I'm on my right side now. I've just taken a piece underneath to the other side and connected to the other side, and then brought a new section. So basically, you're just going to be bringing little sections underneath to the other side and adding it to that particular side. So if you're bringing a section to the left side, then it's going to combine into the left side. If you're bringing a new section to the right side, then it's going to combine to the right side. So I'm going to continue adding new hair in until I've run out of hair, which is when I reach the back. And then I'll repeat on the other side. Before I started this hairstyle, I did create a plan just in my head of how I'm going to do this hairstyle. I just made sure to look at the picture and look at where everything is placed, and where the hair is going, and just create a really simple plan. And I also knew that I was probably going to have to change a couple things along the way, just because every hair is different. Well, every person's hair is different, and there are different lengths and textures. But there were definitely some things that I needed to do, like I needed to do a fishtail braid. I needed to bring the braids like around the head. I also knew just based on the picture that the back crown section sweeps towards the back of the neck. And I also knew that the hairs that I'm working with is going to be long. So I'm going to need to figure out a way to pin everything up. And what I did today didn't work so well, but it did help me figure out what will work next. So yeah, so this is just kind of a test, and it's still helpful even though it kind of messed up a little bit. And you know, that's the whole reason why I did it. Basically, even though this was a mess up, it's supposed to be like that way. Like, I did it on purpose so that I could just, you know, learn from it. Anyways, back to the braid. So once I've done my right side, I'm just spray some hairspray on it and I pulled it out, also known as pancaking or fluffing it out. It just makes the braid softer and bigger and nicer looking. Usually with formal hairstyles, you do want to go for a softer look, and when the braid is nice and big and loose, that helps to create a softer look. So my plan for the very back section was to just braid it. So I knew that I would braid just the two side sections, and then I left out the ponytail that I created from the crown section, and I was gonna braid that, and I actually tried a couple different things, and we ended up doing something else. Because this is a test hairstyle, I also knew that it was okay if I didn't like the hairstyle at the end, and but you know, I'm still gonna try to make it look good. But if I just get to the point where it just doesn't work out, then all I'm gonna focus on is finishing the hairstyle, and then next time, you know, do something different. Okay, so here I am done with the two braids, and I'm just taking this back ponytail and I'm gonna spray it with hairspray and back comb it. This is the same ponytail that I made when I pulled all that hair from the crown section back. And I didn't really know what I was gonna do with it. I just knew that I wanted to tease it, also known as back combing. And then I decided that it'd be a lot better if I just braided it into a rope braid. And then I thought I could just maybe pin it up in the back, make it into this like bun thing. But then it didn't really work because it stuck out of her head too much, and I wanted to lay kind of flat. So then I decided to split the ponytail in half and do a regular braid with each of the halves, and then pin that up. I knew that I wanted to pin it up, but I didn't really know how. So right here, I'm just taking the fishtail braid and the regular 3-strand braid, just going back and forth, putting it up around the head just to see what will look good. Just looking at the hair when I place it around her head, I knew that her hair wasn't long enough to be able to go all the way around, and I didn't want to pin it all the way around because they only reached the top, and I didn't want to have like straight ends because I didn't braid all the way down, and it's kind of hard to do that. So I just ended up pinning the two fishtail braids, and I just made sure to fold the ends under like the braid so that it could just stay tucked in underneath, and then I made sure to bobby pin it. So at this point it looked, you know, pretty good actually. You know, I just tried to make sure that the part where I pinned it under where I had to fold it, the folded part, I just made sure that it laid flat so that from the front of the face you didn't see this like weird bump, and I made sure to do it on both sides. And then I went to go pin the two braids, and I just realized like it's just kind of out of place, and I should have just like hit it somehow. The reason I wanted the braid to be pinned up in the front in the first place is so that I could see the different textures from the fishtail braid and the regular 3-strand braid. Since they're two different braids, I thought it'd be fun to be able to see different textures. But I realized when I was pinning the braid up that I ran into the same problems I did for the fishtail braids, that the hair wasn't long enough, so I had to pin it right next to the fishtail braids, and it just made the two sides like really bulky, and it just didn't look good from the front because like you could see it like sticking out of her head. At this point, I just decided to finish the hairstyle and not worry a whole ton about how it looked. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it and that you guys learned something. I certainly did, and I know next time that I need to just figure out a way to make, I think I just had too much hair, because the back needs to be like more flat. And then also Ava, my friend, her hair wasn't long enough to be able to wrap all the way around her head, like towards the front. I don't know if the actual person I'm doing it to has long enough hair for that, but I'm gonna figure out a way to make it so that the back looks good without like it looking really messy or like bulgy, because if I stack all the hair up in the back, it just doesn't look good. And then the other thing I have to think about is also making sure the front looks good. So basically I need to make sure that it looks good from all angles. But it's mainly the back that I'm really worried about. But yeah, I'm gonna practice on my mannequin head sometime soon, and I'll probably share on Instagram how that went. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.